Welcome to Futuristic Tech Trends. Please subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon for notifications.
Hello everyone. So now we move on to our next IoT protocol, and this is going to be 6LoWPAN. It's better that I use the red pen. So we are going to discuss now the 6LoWPAN communication protocol. 6LoWPAN actually is an acronym for IPv6 over low power wireless personal area network. So 6LoWPAN stands for IPv6 over low power wireless personal area network. So 6LoWPAN is actually a low power wireless implementation of the internet, you can say, combined with the IPv6 IP addressing. So it's actually in 6LoWPAN is actually you have all the nodes which are end to end with each other. They are end to end. Each node has an IPv6 address, and they can directly talk to each other using this IPv6 standard, IPv6 addressing. And because each of these nodes has an IPv6 address, so they can directly communicate with the internet. So IPv6 is actually a mesh network of these sensors or nodes. What do we mean by the mesh network? That I'm going to explain now. So a mesh network is actually something like this, that the nodes actually are not all of the nodes talking directly to the internet, but they are talking to each other like this and making a mesh of the network, and these edge nodes are talking to a edge router. This is called an edge router, and this edge router is then taking all the messages using IPv4 or IPv6 to the rest of the internet. Can use Wi-Fi or anything to talk to the rest of the internet, and these nodes are using only IPv6 IP addressing. And so this is what we call a mesh node, that these edge nodes are talking to this edge router, and then this edge router is taking all the communication to the rest of the internet world. So what actually we can further describe the difference between a mesh node and a mesh network and a normal network. A normal network that is used, for example, in Wi-Fi or cellular networks, cellular cellular networks, we use star topology. Star topologies means that each and every node in the network is talking to the internet directly using its IPv4 or IPv6 address, whatever. And that is what we call a normal star network. So this is the difference. That's this 6LoWPAN is using a mesh network of nodes which are then using which are talking to each other, and then using an edge router. Through this edge router they communicate with the rest of the internet world. So that's actually the architecture of the 6LoWPAN protocol. So next is the 6 constraint environment. So 6LoWPAN is also used in constraint environment, for example, for low power, small, tiny nodes, and for example, you cannot use Wi-Fi or other high powered communication protocols. You use 6LoWPAN there. Also, as we already described, they are end-to-end IP addressable nodes. So the constraint environments, you can apply the same things as for CoAP and MQTT here. But the advantage of using a 6LoWPAN is that that there will be no, for example, no hindrance from the buildings or from walls, because these nodes are going to communicate with each other. So as discussed previously, wait a second please. So as discussed previously, this meshed network of sensors or nodes or smart devices make these communication paths with each other, and through these communication path, then they send all the data, and to these edge nodes, the data reaches the edge router, and from the edge router we go to the data or goes to the Wi-Fi internet. So if somehow one of these communication paths is broken between any two nodes, or due to some weak link, the path is broken, then these nodes will try to make a new path. So they can make new paths in any way. So for example, if this path is broken between these two nodes due to signal strength or any other reason, if this is broken, this node is going to make such a path, or go through here and then this node, and then to reach the edge router. So this is a very flexible topology. It helps us in the network, that the signals are not lost, for example, from the walls or the buildings or any obstacles then come in between. The networks is always try to find the optimized path, or if, for example, one node has lost communication with some node, it will try to connect with some other node in the nearby. It's gonna send signals, broadcast signal to the other nodes, and then any node near it, it's going to pick up, and that's how that is how this mesh network is working. This is really flexible, and this is a big advantage. And there is one more thing which is a bit different in 6LoWPAN as compared to the other IoT protocols that we have discussed before, that in 6LoWPAN no IoT gateway is required. You don't really need an IoT gateway in 6LoWPAN. For example, this messaging, these signals to the internet are just sent by an edge router. You just need a router to talk directly to the internet. So the nodes are kind of directly talking to the internet using this edge router without having any gateway in between. So we have, you can say, such kind of communication in a 6LoWPAN network. Yeah, so it has an edge router. We have already described this edge router part here. So there's no need to describe again. And you can also, for example, in combine or integrate 6LoWPAN with other standards like 802.15.4 standard, for example, zigbee, and also you can integrate it with the Wi-Fi easily. And the most common examples are using this IoT protocol 6LoWPAN are smart meters and smart homes. Yeah, so it's very flexible, very integratable. So because this mesh network, as we described, because the nodes will always try to find a path to reach the base station or the of the cellular network, and so you need less base stations, because if, for example, there is a wall or there is any, for example, hindrance, the nodes are always going to find a path through other nodes to reach the base station signals. And this is, as we discussed, a very self-healing system. For example, if any node is broken, it's going to find any communication link between two nodes is broken, the nodes are going to make new links, new paths to reach the edge router and then to the internet. And you have also a very wonderful operating system available in the market, which has a full stack implementation of 6LoWPAN, and this is called contiki operating system. This contiki operating system is used a lot in developing applications, IoT applications, which are using the 6LoWPAN technology. So this is a bit of description about the 6LoWPAN network. I hope you understood. In the case of any questions, please write in the comment section, and I will try to answer your questions. Thanks a lot.
That was awesome, thank you.
Please subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon for notifications.